There are 339 books in the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, and I'm going to read all of them, and I mean every single last one of them. The Reading Challenge includes all of the books that Rory Gilmore read or talked about during the run of the highly popular mid-2000s TV series Gilmore Girls. Now, to put an additional spin on the challenge, I'm going to read the books in random order, so stay until the end of the video where we spin the wheel to find out what our next book in the challenge is going to be. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge. Today we have book 11 in the challenge, which is Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris. This is a short book centered around a few short stories around Christmas and the Christmas spirit. Now being summertime, this doesn't really match the timing, but anyway, I guess we are reading Christmas stories during summer. So yeah, let's get started. As always, if you know where or when Rory Gilmore talked about this book or read this book during the run of the series, I would love to know. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for that. And yeah, let's get into the book. So Holidays on Ice is a series of short stories written in 97, but I guess not all the stories were written in 97. It's just that that collection was published in 97. But it's from, I guess, different time periods of when David wrote those short stories. They are supposed to be, you know, a little bit uplifting and more on the humor side of things, I guess. David Sedaris has apparently been called one of the funniest authors by The Economist. Although, you know, from my point of view, I feel that his humor is not the same that would usually tickle my funny bone. That's what I got from these short stories, but maybe you guys are more into his type of humor. I do not have any previous knowledge or experience with David Sedaris as a writer, so this is a first introduction of me into his writing. I do understand that these short stories are some of the first works published by him, so they may be a little bit rougher than later stories or writings published by him, I would assume. It's quite a short book. It's not even 200 pages long. It's like 170 pages long. So it's a very quick read, and I guess that would be fine, like during Christmas time, read a short story every night. For me, it was a little bit difficult to get through, to be honest. The Christmassy vibe was missing, being summertime now. But also, you know, I was thinking about, well, would I like this book or these stories if it was Christmas time right now? And I would have to say, for most of these short stories, it would have to be a clear no, because they don't really feel uplifting. They are either, you know, a story about somebody like an elf working at Macy's and complaining and ranting about how difficult life is as an elf working at a Macy's, and you know how hard it is to deal with people during Christmas time and their high expectations towards elves and Santa at Macy's during Christmas. This is how the book starts off, and it does not feel very Christmassy. It does not feel very uplifting, and I did not really like that. I do understand that there is some sort of sarcastic humor that he intends to project here, but it just didn't really click with me, to be honest. I understand that at least part of the stories or part of some stories are based on his own experiences. So for example, for the elf story at Macy's, I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand that he actually was talking about some experience that he had himself working as an elf. And then some other stories I would assume are 100% made up. And that kind of makes it difficult to make a distinction, like what is more on the real side of things and what is like full on fiction. I would say, I think in total is like 6 stories that are in this book, around 6 stories, yes. So it starts off with this elf story that, you know, just sounds like a horrible day at work, or even, you know, a horrible week at work. Like, it's easy to connect with on a human level if you're having a stressful job, but it's not something that, you know, you would want to read during Christmas time. You know, sit back, have a cup of mulled wine and relax while reading it. It just feels stressful reading it. And then it goes into some, I would say, more disturbing stories actually, where like one of the stories that I found very disturbing was the story about, you know, this family where suddenly a lost daughter from the father side of the family appears in their life from Vietnam. And then she is like moving in with this family, and of course the mother is completely against this daughter of her husband from Vietnam moving in. The worst part about this whole story is really that it's just a full collection of ugly stereotypes about Vietnamese people in the US, I would assume, or Asian people in the US, and it feels very dismissive of culture. It feels very filled with hatred, and it feels racist at some points, I would say. You know, like there's places in there where I don't even like to mention it, but where the mother is like comparing this new girl in their life, with the swine flu basically, and it's just absolutely cringe and horrible reading that whole story, to be honest. So I really did not enjoy that story at all. I mean, the first one was just hard to get through. This one was just completely ridiculous and absolutely racist, and I did not enjoy that one at all. The only one that I did find some sort of humor in it that I could enjoy was, I think it was the last story, where it was like about two neighbors and just slowly trying to up one each other with the Christmas generosity, and ending up in such a ridiculous situations where they basically gave away all of their possessions. They even gave away, some of their limbs, and donated their organs, and went into the ridiculousness of people during the holiday spirits, and trying to appear as the most generous one with, charities, and then doing good things and good deeds during the holiday season to an ridiculous, obnoxious level of being charitable and generous. So it's definitely not a book for me, and I do wonder a little bit, well, who are the audiences for this sort of book? And is there just a huge fan base around David Sedaris? So I am not familiar with him, but please do let me know more about him and his background that I should be aware of. Because, with this reading challenge, I do not have the time to get into the background of each author and their other works while reading one of these books, because it's just, one book a week is quite a lot for me, to be honest. So I would love to know more about that. Does he have a huge fan base and people just reading it for him? Or did you guys actually like this book? I would really love to know. Yeah, so going into the rating here from my side, that's a generous 2 out of 5 points. I was actually consider giving it only 1 point, but I guess we can give it 2 stars out of 5 for that last story that I did kind of enjoy. But to me, the whole thing, to be very honest, felt like some popular personality being out for a quick cash grab. Like, okay, let's collect all the stories I've written in the past that have anything to do somehow with the holidays and with Christmas. Just put it in one book and sell it based on my popularity and on my name. That's how this whole book felt to me. But please do correct me if I have a wrong idea on this book. So yeah, that was it for book 11 in the challenge. Please do let me know, did any of you guys read Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris, or did you read any of his other works and would like me to know about? Please do comment below. Yeah, so the last thing that's left to do for this week is to find out what we are going to read next in the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge. Okay guys, as always, I have my little spinning wheel here. We have 328 books left in the challenge, which is still a lot. And yeah, let's just get right into it, spin the wheel and see what we get for next week. Here we go. What do we get? I really want something that I can like, that I can love. Let's see, what do we get here? The Graduate by Charles Webb. I mean, the title sounds familiar. I'm not familiar with Charles Webb, but it does sound like a novel. So I'm quite looking forward to reading this. I have high hopes for this. So yeah, see you in the next week with The Graduate. All right, bye guys.